Channel, we got a show that's absolutely spectacular, and it's completely different, completely new. It's all about the Rose, White, and Blue Parade in downtown San Jose, obviously on the 4th of July. We got stuff brewed for you guys, all sorts of stuff, great interviews we're working on, meet the politicians and some of the coolest cars in the planet out there. And I'm going to tell you, the 4th of July Parade down here in San Jose, it's the 6th annual, and there's a lot of history behind the Rose, White, and Blue Parade. It was on for many, many, many years. And Ray Street originally, where we actually end up at, Ray Street was named Ray Street because actually that was where a racetrack was. A lot of history in San Jose, and that's what this is all about. It's a happy 4th of July, and it's the birthday for America. God bless America, and sit back, get yourself a cold one, and enjoy a very, very fun parade. Hey guys and gals, let's go over a couple easy things when you do put your car into the parade, especially if you have a vintage, you got a classic automobile, especially if you have a car that is carbureted, not fuel injected. It's a couple neat ideas that I think will really make it go real smooth for you, especially when you have the passengers in the car. If you have an automatic car, you might want to turn your idle down a little bit on the carburetor so you can kind of keep the idle a bit low. So when you do a cruise with people in there, you want to go smooth and you want to go slow as you possibly can. They want to take their time. And another thing, for a car that's an automatic car, I like to see the air pressure a little bit lower. Yes, lower. Keep your air pressure at about maybe 22, 25 pounds of air pressure, because it makes the car kind of a little more harder to push. In an easy way, the car will glide, so you don't have to keep pushing on the brake pedal all day long. It's not hard on the transmission, and it should be just fine as you're going through the event. If you have a car that's a stick shift, your left leg's going to get pretty sore because you have to keep using that clutch and whatnot. Again, keep the idle down, and you're going to really make the car run a lot smoother. Now, in a stick shift car, it's just the opposite. I recommend a little bit more air in the tires so the car rolls a little freer. So as the car rolls, use your brake pedal to stop it because you're not using the torque converter or the transmission to hold you back a little bit. And let's check out some stuff under the hood I think is really going to help make the parade really smooth for you. It's a very simple adjustment. It's on the bottom of the throttle shaft of the carburetor to lower your idle down a little bit. So make sure you have a small screwdriver with you when you go to one of these events. Take a few little hand tools just in case of an emergency, because you don't want to be caught, especially with the motor overheated or the car dying out on you. Do a little bit of test the morning of, the day before, so your car is prepared to go to the parade. Remember, you're going to be in front of a lot of people, and a lot of people are going to see what you're doing. The biggest thing people do is cars overheat. We get on over to the radiator over here. You have a nice fan on there. The motor lower idle, it's going to turn, but again, lower turning on the idle, your water's not going to flow through the radiator. We highly recommend you should get an electric fan. You can actually do one that is kind of a makeshift fan, means you just put it in the car so it's operatable for the parade. A lot of people do it. They have it in the very front of the radiator. If there's room, you can put on the back of the radiator, called a pusher or a puller. The fan will pull. Here's an example of an electric fan that we use. We use this at the shop to put it in front of certain model cars to get in the front of the radiator to go ahead and spin that electric thing going on, and that keeps that motor cool all through the parade. You can see the pair of electric fans in here is another example. These fans here can run all the time. There's a switch in the dash, especially when you do a parade. You want to keep these fans here running all the time, and it doesn't hurt the power of the car at all. You're idling through, and it keeps the car nice and cool. So having that electric fan is very, very important. I highly recommend it. There's a lot of things you need to do to prep your car, and one of the most important thing is a lot of cars have it happen. It's absolutely, I don't want to say funny, but it's embarrassing. Check your gas gauge. Yes, you're probably laughing at home. Check your gas gauge. Have the car prepped. Have the car prepped before the show is one of the biggest things anybody can do to have a fun parade and make the car go smooth. Remember, keep your idle down a little bit on the low side for your automatic and, of course, your stick cars. Air pressure low for automatics and air pressure high for the stick cars. Just have a makeshift electric fan to bolt on the front. Let's get on the inside of this car and show you how people can sit and take care of the inside of the car. Be with your car at all times, just like a car show. You're going to be the driver of the parade. It's your car. You're proud of it, and the people get into it are dignitaries, politicians, special guests of whatnot, but things that happen at parades. Unfortunately, this window here happened to be rolled up on both sides, and somebody was trying to get into the car, and they grabbed the frame of it, and of course, we happen to have a crack in the window. This is kind of a semi-easy fix, but it's something I think I want to point out to you guys of how to get people inside these cars and to make it safe. When you get them in a car, especially like this here, or even the 4-passenger passenger cars with the back seats. It's very polite to ask people to take off their shoes. And nothing's going to hurt the seats at all with their socks or bare feet on them. And have something kind of laid out a little bit on the thick side. I recommend like a piece of carpet or double up a blanket and lay it on the area where their feet are going to be touching the seat bottom. And the next thing is when they sit on the back of the car, highly recommend something thick, not carpet, but double or triple a piece of a blanket or whatnot, or a towel. Lay it across the back and make sure you point out and talk to them how you kind of want them to sit. You kind of want them to sit kind of on top of the seat-ish or right here. If you have a convertible car that the top goes all the way in, you want to lay a lot of blankets in there, and highly recommend that they pretty much sit kind of on the edge of the seat and their feet inside the car. If you do that, you're going to have a real fun parade, safe parade. That's how things work out. Unfortunately, things like this do happen, but that's what parades are, and it's all about fun. We can get it fixed on the Car Guy channel.